There's something electric in the air whenever you see the Audi RS e-Tron GT pull-up. It's not just its low, aggressive stance or the way the sleek LED lights glide like lasers across its body. It's the promise of what this car could be. A high-voltage future, wrapped in luxury, performance, and sharp design. And for 2025, Audi has sharpened that promise even more. They've upgraded battery tech, refined the styling, boosted performance, and improved charging. Today, I'll take you through every inch of the e-Tron GT, its design, its tech, how it drives, where it shines, and what compromises you'll live with. If you value speed and refinement, quiet power, and driving thrill, this one deserves your attention. Let's dive in. The 2025 e-Tron GT is immediately striking. Audi hasn't reinvented the silhouette, they didn't need to. The long hood, sweeping coupe-like roofline, and muscular haunches still flow beautifully. But there are key refinements. The grille is more subtle, edges around the lights more precise. From the front, you'll notice the air inlets are more vertical than before, giving a tougher, more purposeful posture. New wheel designs, standard 20s. With available 21-inch rims, fill the arches with less gap, more aggression, round the roof. There's a panoramic glass option with electrochromic tinting depending on region. That adds elegance. At the rear, the light bar is sharper, the diffuser more sculpted, and for the S version, the steel brake setup keeps things clean while our S variants go more extreme. The stance is wider, more planted. The color palette includes fresh tones, and trim accents like contrasting stitching or optional carbon bits highlight the sportiness, without turning into showboating. Altogether, the e-Tron GT looks like it means business performance that wants you to look twice. Underneath all that presence lies serious EV engineering. The 2025 S model uses a battery with 105 kWh gross 97 kWh usable capacity. Dual motors, one per axle power all for wheels, delivering about 670 horsepower in launch control. Dropping slightly in daily driving mode around 583 horsepower or so, still plenty strong. Torque is immediate and as you'd expect. Acceleration is sharp. Audi claims 0 to 60 to miles per hour, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in roughly 3.4 seconds. With the aggressive launch enabled, top speed is about 150 to miles per hour for the S-Trim. Charging and range have been significantly improved. The car supports 320 kilowatts DC fast charging, up from approximately 170 kilowatts in earlier versions. That means you can go from 10% to 80% in approximately 18 minutes on a compatible charger. Regenerative braking has also been tuned up. You get up to 400 kilowatts energy recuperation when braking hard or using reg and paddles. As for range, European WLTP figures suggest up to 378 miles for the S variant under favorable conditions. In the US EPA measurement, that translates to a bit lower, perhaps in the approximately 300-mile ballpark depending on wheels and driving style. Audi has worked on improving the ride quality without sacrificing sportiness. A new two-chamber, two-valve suspension is standard, and four-sprung trims or equivalent get the fully active system. This gives the car a flatter ride through corners and much better absorption of road imperfections. Steering is precise, with a feel that while more weighted than in pure sports, EVs is confident and communicative. Brakes are strong and progressive. The S version uses steel rotors with larger or more advanced braking components and higher trims. And the regeneration system does a lot of work to slow the car when needed, easing wear on pads. There's still some weight to feel as with any car of this type, especially in tight corners. But the advances in battery packaging and chassis tuning help mask much of that mass. Step inside. And the e-Tron GT gives you that Audi luxury blended with EV-forward design. The cabin is well laid out, driver-focused but comfortable. Dual screens dominate, a high-resolution digital instrument cluster. A wide central infotainment display that's sharp and modern. Controls feel premium, materials are top-class leather, sustainable materials, contrast stitching, and optional trims. There's also more focus on sustainability, recycled fabrics, reduced weight materials, and eco-friendly alternatives in some packages. Seating is supportive. Up front you sit with a bold, sporty posture, low, slightly reclined with good bolstering. Rear seats are usable, though headroom is tighter due to the GT roofline. The middle rear seat is more for occasional use. Cargo space behind the rear seats is modest as expected in this segment. Plus, there's a front trunk for smaller items. Luxury touches abound, ambient lighting, customizable drive modes, optional premium sound systems, and optional features like a panoramic glass roof or high-end finishes carbon fiber, special inlays and higher trims. Visibility is decent, though rear visibility is compromised somewhat by the sloping roofline and rear pillars. On regular roads, the e-Tron GT is more refined than most of sports sedans. Quiet at low speeds, smooth transitions between electric motor and regen, comfortable ride over uneven surfaces. You notice you don't have to feel speed. Acceleration is immediate, but also controllable. When you step on it, it's seriously fast. Launch control gives that full power burst. You feel the torque surge. You're pushed back in your seat. It doesn't feel harsh. The power delivery is smooth, yet brutal. Passing feels effortless. The dual motor setup and all-wheel drive provide grip even in less than ideal conditions. At highway speeds it holds composure well. Wind noise and road noise are present but well muted. Large wheels and performance tires increase noise, but it's within tolerable limits. Handling corners, you feel the car lean slightly, but not excessively. The combination of active suspension on higher trims and rear axle steering helps sharpen turning. Charging on long trips is better than many EVs of this type, thanks to the fast charging and improved battery thermal management. Still, real-world range drops if you push hard, use high speeds, heavy climate control, or large wheels. So planning is still part of the game. The 2025 Audi e-Tron GT strikes a compelling balance, performance, luxury, and practicality blended into a sleek, refined package. It isn't flawless. Rear seat space is compromised by the roofline. Price climbs steeply with options. The weight is still noticeable in spirited driving, but it gives more than just a performance badge. It gives usable power, everyday comfort, fast charging, and enough range to make you less anxious on longer trips. If you want an electric GT that doesn't feel like a compromise where every drive feels special, but you don't lose usability, this is one of the strongest options out there. For people who want speed and elegance, the e-Tron GT delivers. I'd pick one if I were buying. Maybe opt for the trim with the upgraded suspension and smaller wheels for better efficiency. And I'd plan my route around fast chargers.